Hey, this is Myron Bledsoe, dancer from Detroit, Michigan, specializing in locking. I just want to say good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. And today we have one of the baddest dancers from LA, one of the original lockers, my main man, Alpha Omega Anderson. So we're going to bring him in. All
What's
right.
what's up? What's up? What's up? How you
Hey,
doing?
hey, how's it going?
Good, good, good. I just want to double check because I usually make sure that everything is correct on my end when I say when someone say, well, what are the original lockers? I am a original locker dancer. Yes,
Okay.
for I'm not one of the original members of the original locker group, but
Okay.
but I was in the locker group from '76 till about '84. So 7 years with Don and everybody after Shabba Dip
Okay.
left the group. So I just needed to correct that.
Okay. I understand. Well,
But
honestly,
they're friends of mine. I mean, we all were friends before the
right.
lockers was. I just
Well,
want to.
I noticed back then, I noticed, the guys when they first came out, I really followed them. I followed them writing on magazine and stuff like that. And I
Right.
noticed, I had to learn that it was different lockers, it just, I mean,
Yes.
at that time, I thought it was just Shabadoo, Greg Camelot, Don Camelot, Fluky Luke,
Yeah.
and Mr. Penguin and Tony Basil.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
and later, I was like, wait, hold on, yeah, you got Alpha Omega Anderson, you got Tony Gogo,
Yeah.
all these Skeeter Rabbit, there's a whole lot of guys that I didn't know because I had limited, you know, information being that young, and then back then they didn't have social media,
Right.
and so yeah, but it's great to be sitting here talking to you. I'm telling you, I mean, it's like, you know, I never thought I would have a chance to talk to an actual locker, before I left this world, and I feel good I'm doing that now because you guys, I mean, I'm telling you, you inspired me. I mean, physically, mentally. I mean, uh, the dance, the culture. I mean, like to this day, you know, um, I love all dances, but locking, you can't. To me, you can't touch it. I mean, it's so physical, and watching you, now see, that's an old man dancer right there.
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
I was teaching a class right here, some young ladies, and we were kind of going, and they caught on that, they listened and they didn't try to interject, and I always said, for you to learn, how to do something, man, you got to clear your mind and be a
Yes.
sponge, you know. And
Absolutely.
everything that I think I'm not gonna. I'll wait till I get what I need, and then maybe I'll start trying to put something with it. But at first, the fundamentals and all that type of stuff, that's really what I need at first, So
Right, right. That's pretty much what we talk about. And when I have workshops, I express that the most important thing is having the fundamentals of the dance. And this is what I always say. I said, like Don would tell us that learn the fundamentals of the dance, learn him, and do you. So he wants you to do the things that created the dance, the moves and stuff that he created, and then just do you after that. But keep it. Remember the structure first. Got to remember wrist rolls and the muscle man and all those things. The slaps and just to make that dance yours. That's what I always tell the guys, and it's very important, very important. And like me, I was a dancer since I was like
woo,
13. I I was always felt like that's when I first started doing that corkscrew thing.
right,
Um, yeah, you'll see. Uh, these are all like old Soul Train footage of me going down the line and stuff. But there's the corkscrew. I started doing it in 1965.
Okay.
The Alpha I started doing, I think around 72. And but I always put those two together, no matter what other moves that I do, I put those together. So I was more like a locker that was that wanted to really be himself.
Right.
I, I'm a locker that like Don would tell us, just be yourself, and that's what I was because I was a floor guy most of all. I was always on the floor, like because that's the way I grew up on the floor. And when I came to California when I was 19, and meeting Don and Scooby Doo is my best friend. He's been my best friend from that time to now. Him and Demeter Joe, those two are my closest people. I talk to them like constantly, all
Oh, okay.
now even, and all the other guys. We all knew each other before there was a locker group. We all used to go to dance contests. Shabadoo, Greg, Fluky, yeah, Fluky came a little bit later, but he was always there. But I think the first people that I first met was Scooby, Don. We called him Penguin at the time, but Fred Berry, of course, Don and Demeter Joe, and I think those were the ones, and yeah, and Kamala Jr. But those were the first. I pretty much repeated myself, I think, but those are the ones that I met in the very beginning when I first went on Soul Train.
Okay.
Because I didn't know anyone. I was a dancer that went to Maverick Flats, the nightclub, and I just happened to meet someone to tell me about Soul Train. And from there, went Soul Train to meeting people and to having Soul Train be I call it university of
Okay.
That's why I got my training.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, but that's just, that's a little bit of, how I met the guys and how we all were different and we all created a style of our own. We just made moves, but we all stayed in that category with Don.
Right.
Because Don had been dancing locking probably a year before maybe anybody else ever started doing it.
Okay.
So and far as I know, Scooby Doo was probably the first actual locker to be done. We have another young man that was Don's friend before Scooby. Is Perry. His name is Perry Brown, and he was actually I call him Mr. Smooth from Soul Train. He's from Soul Train.
Okay.
And, but he never got into the whole field of locking because he was a different style dancer as well. But Scooby was head on, like he was watching Don like like always.
Right. Right.
And these are stories that I always try and tell what I know, and this is what Scooby explained to me how he got to meet Don, and how that relationship kind of like exploded into him being one of the first to do locking, locker I call it. See, there's lockers and there's lockers.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well.
just to finish on that part, I call myself a locker, and I call people like Fluky Luke and Camelot Jr., Tony Gogo, and of course Scooby and Don himself, lockers, because that's what they did more. So me,
Okay.
I did a little everything. I had fun. I was
Notice.
just having fun, and that became my dance of love. Everything about it, I just loved it.
Well, I mean, it showed like, I remember back in the 70s sitting in, we used to go over to my grandmother's house on Saturdays and sit in the living room and watch Soul Train. And I remember you coming down the line, and I would, I used to call you, I didn't know really what was going on yet, but I should say, I call guys like you high flyers. I mean, I mean, you would be like, I mean, you know, I'd be like, I'd be amazed because I'm like, wow. And then the corkscrew, that's when you fold your leg and spin, right?
Right.
That the
Yes. Yes.
corkscrew. Okay,
Yes.
they call it they do it down here. They call it the breakdown. But I mean, the way you could do that, I mean, like on point. I mean, like you know, and I tried it, man. You know, I could do it, but I never had the knees for it. You know, it always was a little bit of pain when I would do it. So, but
Right.
the how you would jump up in the air and come down like that. I mean, it was like a spinning top. Like you would jump up, boom, and then you spin it. I mean, I was like, I would be like, you know, I'd be like this in front of the TV, you know, and under all you guys like
Yeah.
before I even like when I was watching Soul Train before they actually did a routine as a group.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I would
Yeah.
see Don Camelot, you know, and I would see Greg Camelot, Shabadoo, Mr. Penguin. I would see all you guys doing different stuff, you know, and but I'm gonna tell you what got me hooked. Um, I had saw, I saw, I was in middle school, and this a group came to my school, an assembly at lunchtime, and it was like 8 of them.
Right.
1976, and they would call it Bachelors, and they did this routine. And I told the guy sitting next to me, I said, I'm gonna be in that group next week. He said, man, he's like, what? He's like, man, get out of here, you know. And 2 weeks later, I was in that group. But
Cool.
I'm gonna tell you this, Alpha. My older brother, he was 2 years older than me. My older brother, he could dance like you guys. He
Right.
just he saw y'all, he saw you guys, he got it. I mean, and like when we auditioned for that group, they didn't want me. They were because I'm telling you, I was not good yet. You know, I was
Yo.
like, you know, I was there, you know. So, but my brother was, you know, he was all over the place, and
Right.
but my brother said, the only way I'll join this group if you take my brother.
Ah.
And they said, okay. Because we're not letting them. And from there, a guy, he told me, said something about you. The leader, the leader of that group said, there's something about you. I'm going to keep you around. And from that day, you know, any footage I would see of you guys, that's when my journey started, rehearsing, practicing. And it's sad, like the stuff you're seeing now, Alpha, I mean, yeah, you know, it's enough to show you that, you know, yeah, I locked, but the stuff when I was young, man, I don't have no footage, man. It's like, you know, and I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you, it's like night and day from when I was dancing, like, you know, how your energy was. I mean, it was like in Detroit, the locking, when they said locking, they said Myron. Myron, hands down in Detroit. You know, I had that, you know, I mean, because I practiced so much and I used to, you know, like every time a party, they know I come running in, jump over a table, hit the split, start doing the Witcher way. I
Yes.
wasn't playing around. I wasn't
That's
playing around, you know.
That's the locker.
And the popping and like the electric boogalooers,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the locking. I'd be like, I can boogaloo, but I'd be like, now I'm gonna just, you know, can you lock? I just always say, you can boogaloo, can you lock though? Yeah, and that was like my little, you know, that was my ace in the hole, you know. Can you lock? You know,
Right.
and if you can't lock, we ain't got nothing to talk about because locking is, to me, that dance, man. It kept. I had a six pack, Alpha.
I hear you. I hear you. We all get their age. You know?
Okay, man. You know, it's a keg now, but you know, but what I'm gonna ask you something.
Yes, sir.
What made you? Okay, I know you was dancing, but what made you want to be good as you were? What inspired you? You know, because like some people dance, like you knew that guys that dance, then they just faded. What made you continue? Because I mean, you're like, if somebody see you, you're not you weren't an average dancer. I mean, you were like, you know, it was like somebody that if I didn't know you, I think you had, you know, I'd be like, this guy been trained, you know.
Never try.
Plain and simple. Now this right here, I was a little younger. See, I was more fluid back then.
Oh, look at that. Look at you. You could do it, bro. Look at this. I love it. And see, the things that you're doing right there was part of what the way that Don created the dance, because you have to be a little bit creative to have a
Right,
creative look to it. Funny,
right,
kind of sometimes serious, but then do something tricky and stuff like that.
right.
So I love that.
And now I want to say I was about 42 years old on that right there. So
No way.
yeah, I was about 42,
Get out
and
there.
now I'm telling you, and that's why like the video, like I said, I don't have footage. I got stuff when I was younger that, I mean, like when I would rehearse, like sometimes I would go in my backyard and it would be people from different neighborhoods. My mother would get mad and say, "Look, you got all them people back there because, like you, I wanted to be creative, man. See, like you guys, you made me not want to be average. When I see guys like you, I was like, okay, this guy. I mean, look at some of them. Man, I seen you do a combo. It looked like you was at a lounge, a nightclub. You did some combos, man. I was like, what? I mean, you like jumped up, did your corkscrew, right off the corkscrew pinwheels,
Oh
split,
yeah.
pro kicks. I mean, it was like you. I call that putting on the clinic. When when you going from. I mean, it was like I give you a good example. Do you remember when the Lockers did the Playboy Bunny Award show?
Yes, 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 yes.
And they were when they did it done, and then when BT Express started dun, here comes, then Shabba-Doo started like
Right.
Shabba-Doo put on a clinic real quick. He
Yes.
just was gone, boy, and he got and they started clapping. That's like what I seen you do, and I got several of your clips, man. It's amazing, and like right now for you to be 71, man. I mean, you don't even know, man. You've made my day. Like I got to go to work later. I'm gonna go to work with some new energy, man. Because I'm like,
Oh,
you know, that
thank
that that clip I saw you the other day when you were at I think it was like a b-boy or I know it was some type of like it was a contest and they said I'm for Megan. You came out, you had a t-shirt on, and you was doing some stuff like this,
oh,
you
yeah, yeah,
know. Yeah, that was I was like that I was like, man, you know, that energy. And I showed the guy at my job. I said, look at this guy, man. He was like, man. I said, that's not and I don't mean you're old, but I was like, that's not a young guy either,
yeah,
because he was like, how old is that guy? I said, he probably around my age or maybe I don't know, but I said, look how he moving. He was like, man, the move. I mean, you was moving and all, and like I told Stu, I said, see that inspires a person, man. When you think like I'm like, oh, I'm getting old, ain't nobody. Then and I saw you, I was like, hey, hold up now, hey, that guy making, he making the young guys have to say, oh, let me tighten up. You know what I mean? So
but
yeah,
that was exactly my intention for why I do what I do, because I had stopped dancing for a little while. It started, I had my own company. I and when I decided to when I retired, I wanted to give back,
okay,
to the people that appreciate what I was giving back in the day. Because I always tried to help dancers. I mean,
okay,
that was my goal. If I had a job, my friends that were dancers had a job. I made
right,
sure that, and they today let me know that they appreciate that from me at that time. So I put together Street Dance Roots, and it falls under. Um, I have it's like a corporation, and it's an LLC. It's OG6E LLC, and,
okay,
and I've had that together for about 14 years, right? But 3 years ago, I decided that I wanted to do something else with dancing, because I
okay,
can't do what I used to do. I know, you just you're not out to prove yourself anymore.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not. I tell people, okay, I have receipts. I have receipts in '72. I don't have to like prove myself.
Right. Yeah, man. You already did it. I mean, it's on screen.
Yeah,
I mean, like if they like if somebody said, yeah, Alpha Omega, man. I don't know. I'll be like, okay, before we go further, I'm gonna just say exhibit A, the video. Okay, so I would be like, we have nothing further to talk about when you talk about Alpha Omega, because here's the evidence right here.
yeah,
So I mean, I just like I said, I like Shabba-Doo when I was younger. I kind of like I wanted to his form. I liked his form when I was young. How Shabba-Doo have his them straight lines. You know,
yeah, yeah.
They'd almost it looked like somebody. I used to say Shabba-Doo looked like somebody took a coat hanger, hung it up, and put a suit on it and just started. And that like to me, like Don Campbell, his style was like Halfland Wild.
Right.
The Penguin. He was kind of like comedic. Fluky Luke
Yeah,
was like real, like he had nice lines, just like you. You a high flyer, you know what I'm saying? I mean, when you watch like I said, when you do your corkscrew, you like, you go up, bam, then your eyes, now I gotta watch you twirl around 3 times and stop, drop. So, you taking me on a ride, you know what I'm
right.
saying? And I appreciate that. And like with Shabba-Doo, I used to do like you said, I took some of his things, but I made them my own. Like when he knee knocked, I used to knee knock. I would spin. I would knee knock and I spin around, knee knock, spin, knee knock, spin, knee knock, and then I would walk on my knees and then hit my fist pop up,
I
which
can,
way. So you know what I'm saying. So
I can see it.
yeah, I mean it's like I said, man. I wonder, could we bring in Stu for a hot second? Stu, you there? There he is.
What's up, Stu?
Happy to be with you guys. Hello, hello.
What's
The
up?
man. The man. Hey,
With
Alpha.
legend Alpha and Myron, thank you so much. Really happy to have you here, sir. Thank you.
Man, thanks for having us, man. I just want to say, Alpha, this gentleman right here, cause I kind of was like getting to the point, and I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not gonna put no negativity on anybody, but I'm just gonna say from my perspective, and I was not the dance locking in Detroit, and I was losing it. I was losing that drive because the guys that were dancing, like you said, they were some of the guys, they were still trying to get these props. At this age, it's like I used to try to tell them, hey, listen, man, let's make up routines, and then we can go somewhere and we get more credibility from younger people because they'll see unity. Now these guys, they unite, they older and they united. But I just couldn't, I couldn't get them to see it that way, and it kind of made me kind of like, But then I seen this gentleman. Somebody said, "Hey man, look at such and look on the such and." I looked on there, my hat flipped. Oh, I said, "What? what just happened?" You know what I mean? He blew me away, man. I mean, this guy can lock. To have the moves. I mean, to have the. When you see every time when somebody get ready to lock, I'm gonna be honest, Alpha. I'm ready to say, here we go. Because a lot of they come out and they, and you like, but this guy, I was like, where's this guy at? Where he been hiding? Where he been hiding? You know what I'm saying? And some people were like, oh man, no, that white guy can dance. I said, I don't care what color he is, he can dance.
Stu, where are you from?
Well, firstly, thank you, Myron. You touched me, brother. Originally from London, UK. So like Jimmy Williams and all of the London Lockers there were my first inspiration. But I have to say that coming into Detroit, I'm based local to Myron now. I'm in Northern Ohio. So I was really just amazed and so thankful for all of the culture that was here. And I mean, I've been fortunate enough to come out to LA and see a bit of locking around the world. but I'd never really experienced the Midwest culture here. So to meet Myron and to see that there were so many locking crews and so much in the way of like real, I mean, a lot of people use the word funk, you know, it's thrown around, and you know, I can't say that I know anything, but when I see these brothers, these Motown brothers, I'm like, there's some real funk here. There's some genuine American funk.
How cool
And
is
you
that?
know, I'll take my hat off to you, Myron, sir. Thank you.
Hey, I want to say this, Alpha. I'm gonna say this. Back in the '70s in Detroit, locking was it was huge. You had so many locker groups, man. You know, and I'm gonna run through some names for you. Kalonda Incorporated, the Bums, the Nottingdale Lockers, the Key Lockers, Hollywood Connection, Hollywood Swingers, Steel Street Dancers, East Side Swingers, Funky Explosion. Let's see, the Detroit Lockers, Motor City Express, Motor City High Steppers, Dynamic Camelot, the Camelot, DC Connection. And now, you hear me? I just rattled off.
Yes.
And that, you know, and it's still a lot I didn't name. I mean, it morphed every other dance in the city. I mean, you know, they had people that were jitting. That was a great dance. They had people they used to call the shake, where they would shake. Do you know Scorpio?
From LA, the pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he from Detroit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I didn't know he's from Detroit, but because he's from the Soul Train, so I see him like all the time. You know, when we have an event, we do a parade, or there's a birthday party for someone, I see him a lot. I saw him maybe about, I don't know, maybe 3 months ago or something like that. So great guy.
Yeah, he used to he danced on a show called The Scene back in the day, in the late '70s, early '80s, and I know then he left. You know, next I've seen him on Soul Train. I was like, whoa, wait, what? You know, and he's a great dancer, man. You know, me and John, Stu, we were gonna try to go to that picnic you guys that they have in LA, the Poppers and Lockers or whatever. We're gonna try to get down there this year. Yeah, we really serious about that, because the culture, and like down there, like in Detroit is just different, man. You know, I already know, like after when Electric Boogaloo came out, it just changed, man.
Yeah. Same in LA. Same in.
Okay.
It did change a little, but you know what? I listening to both you guys. Stu, you have any footage of yourself dancing?
Yeah, let's see it.
I mean, yeah, I'll be happy to share a little bit from my Facebook right now, if you like. But
Yeah.
I'm not a proud man, and you know, I always felt like locking was the hardest. I tried a little bit of every style, but I felt that with locking, you had to actually learn how to dance. You know, where the other styles, I could kind of put a little bit of sparkle here, and I could hide the fact that I wouldn't really. But and I still feel that way, that with locking, I feel like I'm never gonna get it. You know, it's like it's one of those things where it's very dear to me. So I almost like I'm begrudged to show my poor attempt at it, but yeah, I'd be happy to. But you know what I would love to. Before we do that, can I ask you, please, sir? Have you ever been to Detroit? Did you know of any of the locking that was happening in Detroit, or like what's your Midwest connection at all?
You know what? To be honest with you, I have very little East Coast connection with any dance. Just lately, I got a chance to meet dancers from New York, and that's why I was excited just to talk to someone from Detroit, you know, because New York was like, I met Mr. Wiggles, like we were in South Korea together, judging a contest, and at that time I knew of him big time, and I knew Archie the Whacker, Archie,
okay,
from New York, and I have a friend named Eddie. From New York, he's old school, but I've met John. I met a lot of guys now from New York because of some of the people, but I was like lost with the idea of other dancers somewhere else, because I didn't, when I traveled, I've been there, but I traveled to do a show and then I'm gone. And
Right.
that's where I normally would do things. So, and I'm a more California person and more TV person. I did a lot of TV stuff. And then when I started traveling to teach and do workshops, that's when I met a lot of people. So this is why I'm here. I wanted to meet people from, and I'll tell you why, and that's why I want to see the video, because besides what I do with Street Dance Roots, I give awards to people all over the world. We have, it's called Street Dance Roots International Awards. And Mr. Wiggles is one of my judges, in
Okay.
that. And so is Archie. And so, we have a whole team. And so besides that, we also have Street Dance Roots Hall of Fame.
Okay.
That we have, right now I have this is the second year that we started, right? And I have people from all over the US in Street Dance Roots Hall of Fame, especially from the West Coast and the East Coast. And see, that's why I wanted to meet people. I've been putting this together for 4 years. And so,
Okay.
and this is the first year that we actually have people on screen on our website that you can see the Hall of Fame people. And that's why I'm looking at videos, because I want to see videos of people.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm sharing here is the clip of the first time I met John and the Cats in Detroit, and we just did a little showcase last summer there, and that's really like that one that drop was what kind of like opened me up to Myron and the old school Detroit Cats. But yes, as I was saying, I first started locking in London, UK. Few names: Stevie Yang Lim, Kang Nihal, Jimmy Williams, of course, is the daddy of London locking. But they were telling me your name from day one. I heard the name Alpha Omega Anderson like way back, and like I don't know how they got. I think it was Jeffrey Daniels that really seeded the culture in the UK, and also you might be aware of Patrick Allen. I believe he used to dance with you. Patrick's been out in the UK for a long time, and he was the first one that really gave me the Lockers handshake and some of my boogaloo too. So I've been hearing your name and a connection to you Cats for a long time. So thank you, sir.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah, Patrick is a really good friend. He was in a show for me called at the Hollywood Palace. He was one of my Hollywood Palace dancers. In a day for almost 3 years. And it was like, we had a whole team, like 10 people. People that you would know is Gerardo. I don't know if you know Gerardo. Reggae Suave, that song. And Kat from Prince.
Yep, Kat is great.
She was one of my dancers too. And I don't know if you know Marvin Columbus. He's one of my dancers. Marvin and I are he's like my little brother. When I hired him, I kind of he was giving up pretty much going back to Ohio, and I put him in the show. But besides all that, this is what I always have done, is did that. So I want to say this because I don't know how much time we have, but since I'm doing, I don't know if you guys know that or not, but if you go to my website or go to Instagram, you'll see that streetdanceroots.com, and you'll see the Hall of Fame people. That is being put together. We already, the names are all there, and now we're putting their videos. We got everybody's videos. So I would love, because I don't know, I have to see more, but for you getting in touch with me, I want to see if I'm gonna talk to my partners and see if we can add a couple more names for this year in our Hall of Fame, because we're and especially no hard feelings to people from US, because we have Hall of Fame from OGs and we have pioneers, so pioneer, the pioneers are the people that started in the 76s and that started doing stuff that we used to do. And then we have the only person that I have in our Hall of Fame, and I'm quite sure you're gonna know his name, P-Lock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have to know P-Lock.
Oh yeah.
He's from Paris, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And so we're gonna look. I want to see more videos because it's a serious thing. You know, we're really big on that. That's what I do. I travel all over the world after the awards stuff and give people their trophies in person.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
absolutely in person. You know,
Wow.
and that's one of the reasons I was here in Brazil, because one of the guys that won the breakdancing, he won one last year from Brazil, and this year someone won, and we have South Korea won, and we have we just. That's what I do here. If you look, you'll see that that's what I have done. If you go and look at my Instagram, you'll see me in those countries saying, "Here's your trophy." You know,
Okay.
so it's
That's awesome, man.
I'm for real when it comes to the love of dance, and that's why I said street dance roots. I don't like to talk about other people roots for say when I talk about it, but I like other people to talk about their own roots.
Right.
Because
Right.
I know your roots. You got to talk to us about your roots. And
Right.
that's what we do, you know. And so I'm looking forward to getting to know you guys more
Yeah,
so.
oh, definitely.
You know,
Feeling is mutual. Feeling is mutual. Me and Stu, we keep in contact. And like I was telling him, is that I have a lot of stuff up here. I'm more. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm very creative. You know, when it comes to people that will open. You know, they'll let me put it in their head. If they let me do it, I got some stuff up here that I couldn't give to other people because they didn't understand that you can't just jump over the training. You can't jump over that. You gotta
yeah,
get that first.
yes,
Then once you get that, then you can start toying with it, and just like Stu, I can tell with Stu, he has the fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? Like you just watch his points, his raises. That don't come overnight. You know what I mean? It's rare.
I saw. I
Yeah.
saw because he's in that phase of when I call people lockers.
Right.
Because they actually lock. They don't play with it. They lock
Right.
it. They
Right.
do the things they've done, the fundamentals, and some of us, like myself, you won't see me lock like that because I came into the world of locking as a dancer, and
Right.
I do it all, but I have to be me.
Right.
And
Right.
and it's kind of funny when you were saying something about like watching how you get in. My motto is like James Brown would say, um, you know, I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Just open
Right.
the door and I'll get it myself. And
Right.
that's my motto. And I'm a person. If any of you meet any of my friends, they would tell you that I'm that person. I love giving, and that's why I travel sometimes freely, go to, and help people, dancers and stuff like that. And it comes from my heart, So this is a first.
Did we lose him?
No, the dancers,
Still has
dancers from Chicago,
Okay.
and I
Sorry
had
about that. So we just had a little bit of lag there. You were out in Brazil. I mean, it's been very clear, and I have to say thank you so very much. Do you mind if we bring in another Detroit locker? We've got Johnny Techno with us. Myron, do you mind if Johnny comes in and says
Oh,
hello?
come on in, John.
absolutely.
What up, Techno?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up,
Hey,
man?
hey.
What's going on here? How you doing? Hey, what's going on, Mr. Alpha Anderson? Big fan, big
what's up?
fan. How you
Well, what's
doing?
up?
Hey, I didn't know. Hey, listen, I didn't know who he was for a minute because John always got a cap on. I'm like, he always wears a baseball hat, so he doesn't have one on now. And I was like, who is this imposter?
Well, John was the cat that I was doing the
kinda look like
handshake with in
Alfonso
the clip
Rivera,
that we
huh?
shared with you, Alpha. The clip that I showed of myself, I was doing the handshake with John. That was the first time I met these Detroit
Oh,
people.
Yeah, that was John.
absolutely.
Yeah,
When I
that
was
was
looking
nice.
at that, oh, he's
Oh
doing it
yeah,
with
oh
Don.
yeah.
I thought that was Don Campbell that you were doing. So that's John. Oh, this
Oh
is
yeah,
like,
oh yeah. This is
You guys
dance I
saying this-
love, man. Thanks to
this
you
is
guys,
exciting.
man.
Oh my God. John,
Yes,
so tell me a
indeed.
little bit about, tell me a little bit about you. I've been hearing about the guys, but tell me of your experience in
Um,
Lockheed.
I started dancing in the fifth grade. I was mainly a popper at first. So, through the years, I've seen dancing on TV. I've always seen the lockers here and there. Did I leave out? Oh, there it is.
No, you know.
Yeah, I've always seen the lockers here and there on TV, and so that was a dance I wanted to learn. So, me and a couple friends, we try our hand at it. Trying to perfect it, and so later on, I got with through the years, I've met with Myron and some more of my fellows there. I've always known of Myron. We used to see him around in the neighborhoods dancing, and we would ask him to shoot a move. Oh man, shoot a move, and he'd do it. And while you kids stay in school, pat us on the head.
Yeah, you gotta be positive, you know what I mean?
He was always older than us, but yeah, we would always love to see him and a couple other guys, get down. And so fortunately, later through the years, we ended up linking up, and it's one of my best brothers.
Oh, that's cool.
Then it's mutual.
Oh yeah.
This is exciting for me, guys, more so than you could imagine, because being that I'm all about street dance, street dance, I'm all about it, right? And I'm all about bringing OGs and pioneers from the past to the future, so that people will know it wasn't just the lockers, besides the lockers, there was people that danced locking all over the United States, and they were big within them, their states, all around. We got known because we were on Soul Train and this and that, and we got the opportunities. But believe me, I would love to get you with the New York guys that I talked to.
Man, I would love to.
I love it.
Because they're waiting. Do you know Al Boogie by any chance from New York?
I do not.
No, I can't say.
See, that's the same thing when you mentioned you. I didn't know him either, but an awesome dancer. And John, his name is John. Shoot, I forgot his nickname that he has. And I looked at his clips, traveled all over everywhere and overseas as a locker that I didn't even know. And he had this awesome group that he was in. And so I meeting people that I didn't know. And I think that my website is for dancers and it's OGs and pioneers. And you guys to me are pioneers when it comes to this dance. And I would love for people to know who you guys are. Besides, don't get me wrong, I know people know who you are, but I travel everywhere, right? I'm seriously, I just give you an example. This year, I was in Rome, I was in Paris, I was in Spain, and I just came back, Argentina, and I'm in Brazil right now, and so I'm traveling, talking about street dancers, old street dancers, new street dancers, and I would love to make sure that you guys are recognized on the website. So just go to the website and you'll see Mr. Wiggles, you'll see Archie, you'll see a lot of the dancers, the break dancers, the poppers, lockers, because it's not about locking. Street Dance Roots is about it's locking, popping, whacking, house, and b-boy or b-girl. And it's 7 categories. I kind of get lost, but that's what my whole thing is about. And we have awards that I'm actually giving out while my trip here, and I'll be going to Asia again. I spent 90 days almost in Asia last year.
Wow.
And I'm just saying, it's not a brag thing. I'm saying from my heart, yeah, from my heart, I love dancers, from the little ones to the older ones, and I want people to know that some of the, because I remember when I don't know if you know the guys. One is Sasa, and the other one is Sasa and God. See, when you get old, I'm 71. You kind of lose. Sasa is one of the first break dancers from New York.
Okay.
Shoot. But it's two of the guys. They used to call us the burners, not breakers. And they went through the whole story with me, telling me the story of it. And so that's the history that I'm getting from people like you guys, and that's why I was glad to come. And but I'm not the host. I'm a person that's listening to you guys. But
I love the way Mr. Wiggles locks, and the East Coast influence on locking was one of the ones that I kind of got first before I saw the West Coast cats. I mean, and there's a whole different flavor on it. And I also think that the Detroit guys, because you're not from either coast really, in the Midwest here, there was a little different flavor that you cats had. And I love to see those slightly different. It's all locking. I love all locking. But like as you mentioned, P-Lock, he got that French sort of like a seasoning on his locking. It's beautiful that we all sharing in the same art form, but we all got our different accents.
Yeah. It's totally different. I'm one that will tell you from the Asians to the Europeans to South Americans to North Americans, locking appeared to be a little different. I mean, because it's the way that the teachers first came out and started teaching, and that left the mark on other teachers. After these teachers teach these guys locking, they become teachers, and then they start teaching locking.
Right.
Yeah. So, and that's why Brazilian lock different than Argentinians, and they are in the same, like the atmosphere is almost the same, but as you can tell the difference in the dance. I can tell the Europeans, they're different than Asians, dancing. Yeah.
I'll tell you this, just like in Detroit, like I was telling Stu, like John came along later. John, he kind of missed the what I call it, the explosion.
Glory days.
Like I was telling students, all these different dance groups, like you had guys, like that when they raised, bounce, you had some people, they are raised, instead of raised like this, they're raised like this. They and instead of going out, they come in first. Instead of clapping, you have some clap the hand they back like way up. There's some that do it low. You have some that go real low. So the different styles, to see back in those days, man, it was amazing, man. And as me being a youngster, as I got older and started like traveling around to different areas in Detroit, seeing these groups, I was just steady getting, amazed by like, wow, look at these guys. I gotta, man, I wish I had this. If I go to something on my phone, then I'm gonna lose all of you guys, right?
I couldn't tell what you were showing, but is there a clip you want me to bring up? I can bring a clip in if you want.
Well, no, it's a picture of let me see. You know what? Hold on. I know what. I can pull that up on my tablet. Hold on. It's a picture. Hold on 1 second.
I mean, there's some incredible photographs that I've seen on that we're sharing on the Facebook group Detroit Lock City of all the amazing pizza hats and apple cats and all the way.
He's got plenty of good pictures.
You guys were really showing out in the same fashion with the style and Detroit has been in love with what you've been doing since right from the very beginning.
I never saw that one. Myron. That's a new one.
Yeah, that I'm trying to show Alpha. I think I showed Stu already. It's a picture I got to show you guys. These guys, they were doing a show somewhere, and oh yeah, here you go. I don't know what these guys were doing that day, but I want you to look at the height and look at the shadows and look how the kids looking up at these guys. Well, hold on.
Yeah, right there.
Look how they so in sync with they. I mean, I don't know. Was that a camera lock they did? Did they just jump up and I mean, that group was called the East Side Swingers, and I chat with them sometime. Well, I did on Facebook some years back, but we kind of lost. I got on a different shift at my job, so I couldn't really sit around and be on Facebook like I want, But yeah, that was like one day, like when we chatting, I got some pictures I want to show, like of certain, like of different groups, man. It'll trip you out, Alpha. I'm telling you, you'll be like, well, like the Funky Explosion. They used to they used to dance. They used to dance in British colonial. Remember the British are coming. The British are coming. Those jackets. They used to dance in those with the They had the colonial hats. And they would have the old school the knickerbockers. With the funny little pilgrim shoes. And they would come out and they would, and when they would lock, they would be up high. They'd be like, I mean, it was a sight to see, man. Yeah. Tony Thornton, DeWitt Wilson, Roger Johnson, Bradford McGee, Funky Explosion, even Don Magic, he did a little something with them back in the day. Yeah. They're pretty good, pretty nice group. Yep.
What I did is, because I don't just talk about locking. Like I said, I'm a person about street dance, period, right? So
right.
I, for sure 2.5 years, every Saturday, I would do, it's called Street Dance Roots Live on Facebook. I would do that every Saturday around about 12 o'clock in different countries. I would be in the US, but I would talk to people everywhere.
Okay.
But when I start doing the awards show, I kind of put it back a little bit, but I'm going to start back, and because I've been doing a little bit of it because I've been so busy, but I would love to start putting you guys, all the dancers once you go and look at some of it on Facebook or look on Instagram, you'll see what I mean about the Hall of Fame. I've talked to just about every dancer you could imagine, from Poppin' Pete to all of Scooby-Doo, to all of the dancers that you would know as OGs way back. People I had a whole team of dancers from London. I talked to all of them. It was like the London crew. I had people from Paris. I had the guys from Germany and Asia, and I would do Asia this week, and I would put on promotions for it and then show it, and then we talk.
Wow.
I'll have 13 people on the screen on Zoom, and we all talking. I would do it, boom, 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 boom. I'm feeling good about this, because this is what I've been doing for the last 4 years.
Right.
Especially when the virus was, people were more to watch it because they couldn't go out anywhere. So I showed it, did a lot of them. I mean, I had all Russia dancers.
Wow.
Lockers. I'm serious. I mean,
wow.
They're on my website.
That's awesome.
Facebook, they're on YouTube. I'm interviewing them. So
wow. Yeah, I gotta look at it.
This is one of
now
the
you have the Detroit lockers.
I
now
know.
we have the Motown lockers in the house.
Right.
But
add us in the mix now.
I had the Chicago breakdancers. They're a well-known breakdance group. You probably know who they are, I talked to them for a long time because one of the guys, he had a story to tell, and I let him talk for like 45 minutes, and nobody else got a chance. So I remember that the group, but I usually just have a set that everybody talk for a certain amount of time. So I was talking about this. You guys have been introduced. I've been introduced to 3 people I didn't know, not at all, and it's a shame because I'm a dancer. I start dancing this year. Is 52 years of being a professional dancer.
Wow.
I came on Soul Train in 72.
Wow.
1972 on Soul Train. And some people say, well, maybe you did, but see, like you can go and see all my clips from Soul Train. Not all
Right.
of them. Some of them. You can see the movies and the commercials and stuff that I've done. I was the first one to do the movie things because I did Thank God It's Friday.
Wow.
And you'll see me in Thank God. Plus, I did a lot of extra stuff.
Okay.
Because I was on Fame for 2.5 years, it's a TV series.
Wow.
I did Starsky and Hutch, Charlie's Angels.
I'm gonna look all that stuff up. I got to. I got to.
I was like a Hawk, Wonder Woman, you name it.
Wow.
Dancers, they would call me and I would call my guys and we would go on.
Wow.
And it's not bragging, it's just I'm trying to give a little.
No, I mean it's your history. I mean,
Right.
that's all you can do is tell your history. I mean, I don't, like I know some people that brag. I know the difference. Believe me. And I'm telling you, I feel very privileged and honored to listen to you talk. Because you sound you sound like you know what you're talking about, and I've seen your work. So that's the seal, of approval right there. Because you can put what you're saying to a face. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'll just hope in the future that we be able to chat more. I hope to meet you real soon in person.
Yeah.
That's what I would love to meet you. And maybe some type of I just want to. I'm just ready. What's ever available for me to be a part of? I'm open to it. Because I'm all about positivity. You know what I'm saying? Where I can fit in at. Teaching. My perspective. Learning. Like I say, I'm an open book. With numbered blank pages.
I tell you what, I'll be back. I leave here on the 29th to go back to LA because I have a couple of things to do there. And while I'm there, I'm going to pull back together the guys I've been talking to from New York. I want to bring you to talk with them, if you don't mind.
Okay. Oh, that'd be great.
Because they're waiting for me to actually to get back in touch because I had came when I left Spain. I got really sick, and that's why I cut my trip short. And I went and I supposed to have been talking to them, but I got so sick that I went to see doctors. But it was just because I've been working so hard.
Right.
Old guy out there dancing, and it was cold. Snowing.
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself. I mean, especially older, because I know the feeling. I had unfortunately I had got COVID-19, and it caused me to have a heart issue, and now I got high blood pressure. So I know what you're saying. That I tell people when they like COVID-19, they'll say, "Oh yeah, I had it." I'd be like, "Wait, hold it. You may have had symptoms."
Right.
I was in a hospital for 2 weeks. They were trying to, keep me from dying. So, so like to see you out there dancing. I mean, it's like I said, it's an inspiration, man. And it gives me hope for myself. I've been wearing compression stockings because I have some leg issues, but now, I can move better. I'll be at work. Like I got to go to work in a few, but. Like I'll be at work, like I might go to the bathroom, nobody looking, I'll start doing something, and I'm like, man, they, and look, I'm gonna tell you, when I'm in another department, right, and the guys, when I came over there, they were like, oh, Bledsoe, and what they used to do, like about 20 something years ago, when I first worked in that department, they would turn, they would hit the flashlight on me. and I would
Right.
look and I'd be, I would, so
I love
so
it.
when now I'm in a department with these guys again, and they like, like they're fake, like they're hitting the flashlight. I'd be like, nope, gotta be the actual flashlight. I can't, So, but yeah, it's just something, man, to be able to still, be able to do it at this age, because I'm 60 years old,
Right.
and so yeah,
Yeah.
man. So I'm
Hey,
like, I'm going to when I go to work tonight. I'm when I get some time, like I said, I already went to your site,
yes, right.
so I got it. So I'm like on my like when I have my lunch, I'm gonna look through that stuff and see, just check. I'm gonna just check it out, man. I look forward to it.
Yeah, no, look through it. Look through my Instagram and stuff like that.
Okay.
There's a lot on Instagram. Everywhere
Okay.
I'm on, I'm always taking like just doing a little something in front of an item for that country. So look at Instagram for sure.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and I will get a hold of you if you don't mind in the next.
Not at all.
Okay, because
Yeah.
you're gonna love the guys that you're gonna meet in New York.
Yeah.
Because you got that same atmosphere, that same talk, and they're not all lockers,
Right.
Some
Yeah. Dancers.
dancers.
Yeah. And I want to say this before we go. Like, okay, yeah, I am a locker,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
but I can boogaloo, I can jig,
yeah,
I can just dance,
yeah,
so that's why I tell people, I always say I'm a dancer, I'm an entertainer, because when I dance, I like to paint pictures, I like to paint pictures, so I don't get caught up. Yeah, I'm just a locker, because then I may alienate some people. They may be, oh man, oh, he just a locker. No, I'm a dancer. I specialize and I love locking. That you ask me what's my favorite meal, I'd be like, well, rib tips and macaroni and cheese. That's what that's what it is. But I do like chicken wings too. You know what I mean?
Well, I won't keep you, but thank you for you guys getting in touch with me. It made my day. So,
Oh man, the pleasure was all on this side. I'm telling you, man.
You're gonna
I'm
love
telling you.
these guys from New York. I mean, I fell in love with them, man. They're so cool, and I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to talk to them. And they're waiting for me because I have plans for us, and I'm glad
Okay.
to be part of what we're doing, because it's all about our history and
Right.
what we can do to let people know that it's from here, it's going to stay here. You
Right.
can share it, you can play with it, but it's
Right.
from here. It's
Right.
from U.S. I
Right.
can't say here because I'm in Brazil,
Right.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I
So-
do. Yeah, I
so
understand.
I'll let you go, but please, you have my information, my telephone number. I'll send it to you if you ever need to get. Okay.
Great.
I'll send it to you, and you can reach me that way, or if you have WhatsApp. You have WhatsApp?
Who?
It's called WhatsApp. It's a WhatsApp. It's how
No, I
people-
don't have it. No, I don't have it now. But I'll get it. I'll get it.
Yeah, go to WhatsApp, and you can talk freely for free all over the world. Talk to people.
Okay.
Yeah. It's how we communicate. If you're in
Okay.
even though on your Messenger and Facebook, you can do the same thing, but WhatsApp is totally different. Totally different.
Okay.
So everyone communicate that way from other countries. So I'm gonna get you. Dude, it was my pleasure meeting you. And from the bottom of my heart, seriously, I'm glad that you guys contact me, and it was nice meeting the other brothers too. And it means a lot to me. It really, really does.
I feel the same.
Okay,
feel
really. And so you see, I think that I try and be real. And
Oh,
so-
I love your personality. Your vibe it's a true, it's not a phony vibe. It's not like me. I really love it. And that's why I like with Stu, his vibe. If you're not like that, we're not going to connect. And I'm
Right.
telling you, the people that fake, I kind of, just go ahead and do it. I'm not going to be a part of it. That's all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The guys that you're going to meet, but you'll meet other people too from LA. But because the New York is more like East Coast to me. It's like you
Right.
guys. So
Right.
I don't know you guys.
Right.
I'm excited.
Hey, I can't wait.
You made my day, bro. I'm serious. So you go to work, enjoy your day, and may God bless you, my brother.
Same to you, guy. Take care.
All right, you too. And we will talk for sure. If you don't hear from me in